The European Union has rejected the latest fishing proposals in a significant setback for the Brexit trade talks. Britain had offered lower its demands for future fishing quotas if Brussels agrees to back down in other areas of the agreement. The proposal would have seen British fishermen reclaim 30 to 35% of the value of fish, worth around £590 million, that European boats now catch in our waters. The offer was said to have been discussed during a secret telephone call between Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Ursula von der Leyen on Monday. The EU was said to be unhappy with the UK's offer of a 5-year transition period to phase in the post-Brexit arrangements for fishing. Brussels is pushing for much longer, with its current demand at 7 years. The length of the clause is understood to be key in convincing French President Emmanuel Macron to back any compromise on fishing. UK and EU officials refused to comment on the exact details of the discussion, but didn't deny the secret phone call had happened. It has since emerged the two leaders held a second phone call in an attempt to break the deadlock. They've agreed to stay in constant contact, according to an EU source. Mrs. von der Leyen could also hold calls with President Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel as the negotiations move on. We're in constant contact with all parties involved, a source said. Much of Mr. Johnson and Mrs. von der Leyen's wrangling is understood to be centered around the bloc's ability to hit Britain with punitive tariffs if our fishing waters are closed to European boats in the future. The EU is demanding a review clause that could suspend free trade altogether, slapping Britain with tariffs costing hundreds of billions. Bureaucrats want this to be a unilateral decision taken if they feel future negotiations over fishing opportunities end in an unsatisfactory outcome for the bloc. Downing Street had hoped its move to lower demands on fishing quotas would allow Mr. Barnier to back down in other areas of the agreement. EU and UK negotiators have been locked in constant talks to establish whether it is possible to translate political compromises into reality. Lord Frost and Michel Barnier are expected to hold a series of meetings across the day. Both sides are hoping to have talks wrapped up before Christmas.